I was just curious. It's what comes up when I look at a map of your city or when I look at pictures of your city. It's just one of the pictures that shows up. And I usually just pick one to put in my screenshot here. So I don't know what it is either. Is there a more significant building I could have chosen for your city? Nothing particular. Okay, just curious.
It's a church
While
of
we wait for
Virgin Mary.
others. Pardon?
Virgin Mary Church.
Say it one more time for me, please.
Virgin Mary Church.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to pronounce that my way. Virgin Mary Church, correct? Okay.
Yes, correct.
And have you seen it before, Oksana? Have you seen it in person?
I know it is this church because it's located in my city, Kropivnitsky.
Yes. Okay. Pronounce the name, Oksana, pronounce the name of your city again for me so that I get used to it.
Kropivnitsky city.
Sure. All
Kropiv.
right. I'll do what I can to try and get that correct. Oh, nah, a lot of consonants.
Kropivnitsky.
Say it again one more time.
Kropivnitsky.
Kropnitsky.
Yes.
Kropnitsky. Yeah.
Almost, almost the same. Kropivnitsky.
All right. Well, in the process here, you guys are going to end up teaching me a little Ukrainian, and I'm going to end up teaching you a little English, I hope.
Okay.
Kropnitsky. A lot of vowels. All right. A lot of consonants.
Okay, 2 minutes to go. And would you like to start with the general about this project, some information? Okay, just 2 minutes just for you to know. It's like
Yep.
4 or 3 right now. Okay, good.
I've got it. Let me turn this guy off.
I would like to warn everyone that we are recording our today's meeting and it will be posted into the YouTube. So just for you that you know, okay? So I already have started recording.
Did all of you get an email from me? Just shake your head, yes or no. Did you get an email from me yesterday or the day before? Good. What about Alexandra? Did you get an email from me yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
Oh, Oksana, okay. And Darnia, did you get an email from me the day before?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So each of you can see the character that's on my screen, correct? Do we know who that character is?
It's a picture from Alisa, written by Lewis Carroll.
Very, very good. Okay. Yes, it is. All right. We're going to start with that picture. That picture, I believe, was in my email. And we'll tell you why we're going to start with that picture. Again, much of what we do here, 1 minute, let me turn the music off. So much of what we do here initially is about English. And I've used a couple of pictures just to start that conversation, and this is one of those pictures. So I will keep this up for now, and we will talk a little bit about what you know about it and why I brought it up. So let's give, again, people a few more minutes. It's 9:05 now, right, Vladimir? Or it's 4:05 where you are?
Yes, it is. So maybe we can start. So because I don't think if they show up, then they can watch the YouTube channel. So just to get the
Gotcha.
idea.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So, um, Oksana, was it you that told me what this was from?
It's a picture from Alisa, written by Lewis Carroll.
Okay. Just by show of hands, do the other three of you know what she's talking about? Alice in Wonderland. Any of you know that? Is that a known story?
I knew this story, but I don't know which attitude it's have about our conversation for today. For me, it's
Okay.
very interesting to know.
That I get, okay? And again, this comes down to culture. Alice in Wonderland is a very famous story um, here, certainly in the United States, and I presume in at least Western Europe that it's well known because it comes out of from an English writer. All right. You named him as Lewis Carroll. That's actually his pen name. His real name is Charles Dotson. He was alive in the 1800s. Um, and that particular character that you're seeing is called the Mad Hatter. All right, Mad Hatter. Um, that name comes from the fact that in England in the 1800s, the process of making a hat like that involved chemicals that were very damaging to the nervous system of the people making those hats. And so that term, Mad Hatter, became well known throughout the 1800s. So we are going back some time, obviously, almost, well, a little less than 2 centuries, but he's very famous. He's not only a famous writer here in the United States, kids would know who this is, but he is also a mathematician. He was a mathematician at Oxford University and gave us a number of things, a number of theorems and ideas around logic and how logic is obviously applied when it comes to mathematics. And so I bring him up now because a little bit later on, when we talk days down the road, uh, his name will come up again, and I will present you with one of his logic puzzles when we start talking a little bit about mathematics. So that was one of the pictures that I sent to you. The other picture, let's see, the other picture. I sent you this picture. That's me kissing the Blarney Stone. Again, this is, well, you'll tell me. All right. Do you know anything, just by showing it, do you know the Blarney Stone? Do you know what the Blarney Stone is? Have you ever heard of it? No, right? Okay. The Blarney Stone is found in Ireland. Again, it's supposed to bring you luck, and it's supposed to um, give you the trait of being able to speak with elegance. Um, and it's located, if I can bring this up, located in that castle right there. Again, a castle that was built maybe in the 1400s, 1300s. It's a tower. It sits up on a hill, and it was built to protect the family that owned the land around it. And that's Blarney Castle. Again, something that is just famous here as far as Western culture is concerned, especially if you have any Irish background. I just happened to be there on a trip 2 years ago, where I spent some time in England, Ireland, Scotland, and eventually across the North Sea into Belgium. So again, all I'm trying to bring out here at this stage is I will probably talk about some things that you don't recognize culturally that are well known to me and to most people in my country. And when I do, ask questions if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Just as I wouldn't know the church that you're seeing on the screen right now, all right? I'm sure there are things I will bring up that you won't know or recognize. And when that happens, speak up, say something, all right? Charles Dodson, Lewis Carroll, one very famous name here in the West. Born and lived in the 1800s. There were two other Charleses here that are known well in the West. Charles Darwin. Can you tell me who he is?
He's more like a scientist. The man who provided first the idea of evolution theory, if I'm right.
Thank you.
But he was also like a church worker. I don't remember which work he was doing, but he was traveling a lot, and this how he came up with this idea.
Yes. Okay. He came up with this idea because he actually sailed on a ship called the Beagle that sailed around the world. And he noticed he was there. He never intended to be on that ship. All right. A professor of his was supposed to go on this trip. I forget which college he was in, one of the colleges in Oxford or Cambridge. I don't recall. But his professor was go on this trip. And I believe it was geology, the topic that was supposed to be covered. But Charles Darwin was very interested in botany, in plants. And when his professor could not go, his professor recommended him to take the trip on the Beagle, sailing around the world in the 1800s. And so he went on the trip. And as he traveled from one country to another in South America, and then eventually the Galapagos Islands, as he did those travels, he noticed there were differences in the species of plants and in the species of particularly birds that were supposed to be the same plant, but they didn't look the same based on where they were located. And he started thinking a great deal about why they were different and how the environment impacted perhaps why they were different. And so he came up with this theory of evolution, how things change in time because of their location and how they adapt to what their surroundings happens to be. And understand in the 1800s, the church was so powerful that this was totally contrary to the church's teachings about how the world got its start. And so for 22 years, he didn't publish. He didn't write his theory of evolution because it was in such contrast to what was believed at the time. And eventually he did. He actually spent months, and in one case, a couple of years, isolating himself, sick, to be honest with you, mentally sick over this whole issue, but eventually came back and eventually published. And so he is the second of the two Charleses in the 1800s that were extremely famous. The third one is Charles Dickens. Does that name ring any bells? Doesn't mean anything. Again, a very famous English writer that pretty much anyone here that celebrates Christmas would know, because he's written a story called The Christmas Story, and among other things. He wrote a great deal about the poverty and how it impacted children in England at the time. And so it just was interesting to me to bring all three of them up together, because they're all writers of one sense or another. They all lived at roughly the same time, and their names are all very similar. Charles Dickens, Charles Darwin, Charles Dobson. And so those, again, are cultural issues that say, listen, there are things that you know as a Ukrainian that I have no clue about what it is that your background is culturally. And I'm hoping that you teach me what some of those things are, like this church that you see on the screen right now. All right. Church of the Virgin Mary. Oksana, do you know if is that a Orthodox church? Don't know.
Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
know the name of the of this church, and it's new church in the most new church in our city.
Okay. All right. So again, there are going to be things here that we will come across culturally that I may start talking about as if you should know them. And yet you live in a completely separate part of the world that generally doesn't have the same background as I have here. I'm interested in hearing your background. I'm interested in telling you about some of these things that are important to me to some extent, as someone that reads, as someone that is interested in mathematics. All right. And hopefully I hear some things from you as someone that lives in Eastern Europe. All right. Of which we here in the United States know all too little about, to be honest with you. All right. Let's bring you guys back up on the screen. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to ask you to tell me a little bit about yourself. All right. When I do, I'm going to ask you to tell me or pronounce your name for me, if it has any particular meaning, your age. I want you to tell me about your family, brothers, sisters, parents, your likes and dislikes, and your hopes for the future as far as study and as far as travel. I've lived in the United States since 1947. How old am I? I was born in 1947.
It's like around 70, 78, 77.
Pretty good. 77. Don't make me 78 yet, all right? I got a little bit of time yet. Okay.
I just was calculating so quickly, so I just forget the last number, so I just came up on the spot.
That was a good number. All right, that works. Let's see if I can. Always suggesting. Yes, I'm 77 years old. I was born here in Pennsylvania. I have in the process of growing up over the 77 years, have moved around the United States to Texas, to Connecticut, spend a lot of time in New Hampshire. I don't know that you would know exactly where those states are, but eventually we'll pull up a map and see. All right. I am one of two siblings. I've got a sister that's older, and I've got a brother that is 2 years younger than I am. I let's see. Well, my name is Kenneth Bogle, B as in boy, Ogle. Bogle is a very well-known wine here. I don't know if I'm related to the family that runs that wine, that vineyard, but I may be. I obviously like, family. Let's stick to family for a moment. I've been married twice, and I have three children. My oldest child, Christopher, lives in Tennessee. My daughter is an interesting character. She's traveled throughout the world. She works in film and television, has done a number of shows that you may or may not recognize. She has worked with the likes of Steven Spielberg, if you know who that is, and is presently on her way to Greece again to do some filming for, I believe it's Amazon that she will do some filming for in Greece. Both she and I, when she was a very young child, at the age of 13, she was very interested in marine biology, in fish. As far as she was concerned, it was fish. And because she was so interested, I asked her if she wanted to learn how to dive, if she was going to become a marine biologist. And she said yes. So I taught her how to dive. She and I went through classes, beginner classes, and then the next year, advanced classes. And since that time, she has been diving all over the world. Whenever she's not filming for television or movies, she will go on a diving excursion. We have spent time together in a place called Belize. If you know where Belize is, if not, we'll see it later. We've spent time together in the Galapagos Islands, where again, Charles Darwin started to get some of his ideas for evolution. But she's been Hawaii, Sri Lanka, in the Mediterranean, okay? I forget which of the islands that she's been. So yeah, she's quite a traveler. She's quite an interesting character. And you may get a chance to meet her at one of these sessions. My third son, Andrew, he lives close by. He works in the finance world and has to make decisions about investing in various companies and entities. So 2 sons, 1 daughter. Likes and dislikes. Obviously, I like mathematics, and we'll talk more about that later. I like playing chess. I do play a little bit of dominoes. I understand dominoes is a little bit more important there than what chess is. I used to be a distance runner and had a pretty good time as a runner, as a miler. Can't do any of that stuff anymore. I've aged out of being able to do anything but golf, maybe. And otherwise, I just like getting outside and working for exercise. So I do a lot of that. Hopes for the future. As you know, the future here has changed quite a bit. And my hope is that it changes back after the next 4 years. We'll talk more in detail about that as well. But my hope is that my kids, who have all been successful so far, continue to be successful, are able to live in a democracy in their life, and that they can enjoy what their kids have, going before them as well. So that's me. All right. Enough about me. Let's start with just based on what I see on my screen, let's start with Alexandra. Start telling us about yourself. Make sure you pronounce your name so I hear it.
There are
I
two
hope
Alexanders.
Oh,
Which
there's
one do you
two. I
want?
didn't see the second one.
Yeah.
So
you're talking about
Starenchuk?
me.
Alexander S.
So it's me.
S-T-E-I-N-C.
My
Yep,
name
there we
is
go.
Starenchuk.
probably it sounds Alexander. No, it's like Alexandra. It's a women name, female. So it's like, and my surname it's Starenchuk.
Oh, sure.
So it's my name Alexander. It's familiar with you, Alex. So if you will be, you can call me that. So and about me, so I didn't remember what you start with. So I remember with siblings. I got one older sister, which who is like 1.5 older than me. She currently lives in Kiev. She moved in Kiev, so and she works. She was like student in medical. It's not about me. So if we speak about my likings and who I am, as I said, Alexander Strenchuk. I'm studying computer science third year. I'm interested in some algorithms, optimization, cybersecurity, and some economics and politics. So it's like move on. About a culture, it's not like my thing, but I have a base. I hope so. I got a very good history teacher. He taught me a lot of things. It's like was good. And about my hobbies, it's like again some microcontrollers. I wanna start going the cybersecurity because it's like uh, we need this kind of specialists. So, and you talk about chess. I also play chess, not as much as I used to. So it's like I got between 11 and 1200 on the chess.com. So it's like average, maybe a little below. So
I know exactly what that is. I have trouble getting up to 1100. I hover right in the 1000 range. All right.
like I don't study chess, I just play it for fun. So
Yeah.
I play with my mate, they think that I know some openings, but I don't know anything. And you also tell about athletics. I also was athlete. I used to high jumps, no high jumper. I was in the second grade of it's like I don't know your measurement system, but in Europe it's like 190 centimeters. It's like
All right.
half a head more than me.
Stop there for a moment. Can any of you tell me how high that is in feet and inches?
As I know, feet it's like 30 centimeters. It's close up to if we divide 18 is close. It's like close to not a six. It's like 12 or 6 feet. 5,000, 6 feet, 6 feet. Okay. Uh, so it's like, but my height
So
is
you can,
around
so you can high jump 6 feet or could high jump.
maybe even more because my height is between, in that time was 5'11", 5'12", 5'11", sorry. So it's like it was higher, but my age at that point was around 16, 15 years old.
Yeah,
It was a pretty good result, but I always was
that is a pretty good result.
But I'm get in the age category where those guys that jumping on a, how you say, it's like a master, but below it's a candidate to the master. So
Yes.
they were always jumping. They even was not lower. I was taller than them, but they was higher jumping than me. So
Right.
it's like was very pressure on myself and my mental because I don't. I'm bigger, I'm taller, but I cannot jump as high. But then I got a serious injury in my back, osteochondrosis. It's how it's called. Some I don't know how it's called, but when my disc pressures on my nerve, so
Yes.
I
Yes.
drop out of it. So it's like
Called stenosis.
there's so probably. And about the future, it's like I also want to live in a democracy, and how we see it's like this famous telling, democracy is the bad form of government, but no one came up with a better idea. So it's like Ukrainians always fight for the democracy, for the
It's
freedom.
what you're fighting for.
Like always, and even our literature, it's about this. So it's like when you speak about some tales about Alisa in the Wonderworld, we like raised up on the some of more scary, more like our culture is about songs, and they always like a bit sad because it was no, there wasn't any psychologists, psychotherapists, only this like group therapy, singing the songs and take this relief. So it's
Alexandra, do you know the word verbose?
no, suddenly.
Vladimir, he's going to be a good teacher because he is so verbose. I'll
You
let
talk
him
too
just-
much, so that's the
Um,
idea. So just never stopping, like a chatterbox. So just like all teachers, educators are like this. They like to
Yes.
talk, never to listen to anyone else, just to speak out. So that
Well,
it's a
we
good
listen.
feature to be a good educator, maybe.
We listen
Yeah.
sometimes. All right, let me move on
Okay.
to Maxime. Can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm at 12 years old and the only child in my family. I have no siblings, only a cousin who lives not far from me. I finished school and enrolled in a university located in Kropyvnytsky. I'm studying in co- I am studying computer science. In my free time, I'm programming and singing various songs. During my school years, I attended music school, but I decided to connect my life with computers.
You got to earn a living.
Yeah.
Harder to make a living in music than it is in computer.
Yes, because singing requires a lot of dedication. Yes, and it's hard to achieve any success. But I need to find my own place in this world. So I choose the computer.
So you do sing.
Yes.
Do you sing with, is there a group that you spend time with singing?
No, I'm singing solo different songs like Michael Bublé. This song is way when I was child, I sing Italian songs, but now I prefer Ukrainian.
Yes. Yeah. Understood. Got it. All right. Let me move on to Darnya. Can you tell us about yourself? Does she hear me, Darnya? Darnya?
Darina.
Darina.
Darinya.
My name is Darina.
Okay, I'll keep working on it. Darinya. Got it. Tell us about yourself.
Darina. Darina. Surname
Darina.
is yes. Surname is Skripnik.
Got it.
Darina Skripnik. I'm 19 years old and I live in Kropyvnytsky city with these people. And I have two reasons why I'm here. No, first of all, I adore math with all my heart. I also I wanna improve my English, practice my speaking skills. Just I spoke English a long time ago, and it's so hard to me now. And I have a big family. I have an older sister. She's 26 years old, and she works in bank. She's a head of financial department, and we live in this house. Also, I have parents and niece. I have hobbies. For example, books. I love books and everything about it. And I dream about my own library. I love fiction literature. My favorite author is Tess Gerritsen.
Wait a
She
second, your favorite actor or actress is who?
Author, автор. Хтось перекладе? Поможе?
I'm not getting the name yet. Keep working on it.
Author.
Say,
Author. Write books. Write
Could you
books,
please type
author.
it in the chat? Is it possible to type this guy? Because I also not getting it. So could you please type it in the chat and move on for now? Okay, we'll get in the chat. Is it possible? Okay.
Okay.
so this is a famous actor or actress, yes?
No.
Yes.
Yes, okay,
No. Yeah.
okay. Can you
And
can you spell the name for me?
Tess Gerritsen. I hope I have a perfect pronunciation, but Tess Gerritsen.
Not Ted Danson?
Yes.
Oh, really? It's a male.
Uh,
It's a man.
okay. Name is not my. Okay. What about me? Also, and that's all. Just I never do sport. I just love read
What do you do
and
for
math.
fun? What do you do for fun?
Watch films. Maybe play with my family.
Got you. Okay, we'll take it from there. All right. Let me move on. Let's go to Oksana. Tell us about you.
My name is Oksana Danilka. I'm 42 years old. I have two daughters. My older daughter's name is Sofia. She's 18 years old and she's student. She is studying in Kyiv National Economics University and she's studying economics cybernetic. My elder daughter name is Varvara. She is 12 and she's art nature. she's likes art and different types of different arts and it's her life. My husband works in the sphere of cars and details of cars. I have a parents and I have elder brother. She is a teacher too as me. I work in Kropivnitsky Flight Academy. And I am a teacher of math and information technologies. And
Okay.
for me, For this reason, for me, it's very interesting to know some new things about methodic and methodology of studying students. And because here in this group, I have several my students too, and very interesting some new maybe information and etc. As for my hobby, I was dancing almost my life, and it's folk dance, and I like reading, and I live in the private house, and for this reason I live grows flowers.
Okay.
That's
right.
all. As for my future, I hope and that the war will soon end.
Don't we
And
all?
it's maybe it's for all Ukrainian people the most reason, yes, and we uh, we uh, we want this.
Yes. So
And
do we.
I want that my children live in development in Ukraine, which is rich, which is maybe the best in the whole world. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. All right. You and I, when we talk mathematics, Oksana, I will work on very simple stuff initially, but I want to make it clear how those simple things are the things that often get in the way of mathematicians getting things correct. So it'll seem simple at first. There's some things I will throw in that go beyond just the elementary level, but it'll be interesting to see how you respond to those things. So I'll be interested to hear from you that way. What about Sophia? Can you talk to us about who you are, what you like, what your family's like?
Hi, you can call me Sonia. Actually, I don't like my full name.
Oh, you
Sonia.
don't like the full, so hold on a second. Sophia, let me get that on my list. There you go. So you like Sonia?
Sonia, yes.
Got you. Go ahead.
So I'm 23 years old. I already got my bachelor's degree in computer science, and I'm getting my master's degree in math. Because I'm working like as a math tutor for almost 4 years now. I'm helping children with school math, preparing them for exams and this all stuff. So about my family, I have pretty big family. I'm the oldest daughter, and I have younger 5 siblings.
Wow.
Yes, we really big family, and I love them all. We're all friends now. What about me? My hobby. I like read. The latest book that I read was The Songbirds, and I was obsessed with it. I like sing. I play piano. I like board games. So I'm doing a lot of stuff. And for my as for my future, I really hope that there will be peace, and I just want to continue work and doing my stuff, meet my friends, and all this kind of things.
You've got a very happy personality.
A lot of people talk about this to me.
Any specific branch of mathematics that you're studying?
Just now, it's just for I want to be tutor in high school, so I'm studying in this way.
Say it again. What is it, a branch of math?
It's not a branch of math, just school math.
Got you. Got you. Got you. All right. Now, Vladimir, I see several other names on my screen, but not pictures. All right.
Okay.
Maria,
We can ask
another.
Maria Honcharenko, could you please turn on your camera and present yourself? Is it possible, please? Maria? Could you hear us? Can you hear us? Maria Honcharenko? Okay, so, but I think, oh, she doesn't respond. Maybe Rima
I've got,
Turchenko could, yeah, maybe to
Yeah.
Rima. Can we move to Rima? for
yeah,
now?
let's move to Rima. Talk to me about Rima.
Yes. Hi, my name is Rima. You can say Rima. I'm 22 years old. I live in Kropivnitsky, and now I get a master degree of mathematics, computer sciences, and economics. And now I'm teacher of secondary school of mathematics and computer sciences. But I don't teach at school. I give private lessons for students from 5 to 10th grade. It's lessons of mathematics, and also I have a community of teachers of different subjects like chemistry, physics, mathematics, also Ukrainian language, English also, and I have small business.
Got you.
Yes, I'm only one in my family. I have no siblings. In my free time, I do sports at gym. Also want what I have. Also, I want to say that I know English, a little bit Deutsch, because I have experience to live in Deutschland 1 year, and I know a little bit like A1 level of Deutsch. Yes. Also at school I learn French language, but now I don't know a lot of words from French.
Okay, let me ask a question. When you
Yes.
say Deutsch, are you speaking German? Are you speaking
No,
Dutch?
John, yes, I learned it at Germany, and now it's difficult to me to distinguish this one.
Yes. Okay, that's just so I understand it, but I get it. All right. Any particular branch of mathematics that you're studying, or is it across the board in general?
What I teach children, you mean?
No, what you study mathematics, am I correct?
Mm, I
Is it
start
algebra, geometry, anything branch? What type of?
algebra, also geometry. All.
Okay. All right. I'll pin that down later on. Okay, I've got I've got Pablo.
Pablo Horobets. Okay, could you please turn on your camera, please, and present yourself, Pablo? Okay, thank you.
There we go.
Sorry, I'm having an internal problem, but you hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I hear you,
Oh,
and I
thank
also
you,
now
thank you.
see you. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, my name is Pavel Horobets. Directly in English, Paul Sparrow. And I have two older sisters. I was born in 1985, so I am 39 years old.
So
I
you're
live
an
in-
old, so you're an old man now. So you're an old man now, yes?
1985.
I know. I'm just teasing you about your age because you're older than most here, except me.
Oh, thank you.
So go ahead. What else? What
I
else?
have second place. Yeah, I live in Kropivnitsky, Ukraine. Great place. I'm currently a second year PhD student at the State Flight Academy of Ukraine I have a passion for fishing, and I always wanted to travel, but unfortunately, because of war, I haven't
Yes.
been able to make the dreams reality.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I currently work in logistic, and I'm actively developing this industry in my country.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Thank you.
Your pension for travel will probably come around. But number one, we have to get past the war. But number two, I didn't get to travel travel very much anyway, until I was older, because you're so busy working, and raising children and trying to just make a living. So you'll get around to travel, just have to be patient before you get there. I see a Maria without a video. Can we get her back up?
I don't know. I called her several times. So, but what about Alexander? Maybe move to him. Alexander, I don't.
What about Alexandra?
Alexander, can you please turn on your camera because we don't see your last name or anything like this? Okay, could you please?
Yeah, just a second. I see me?
There we go.
Yeah, what's
nice
your
to meet
last
you.
name? What is your last name, Alexander? What is your last name? Last
So
name.
my last name is Kukla.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
well, by the way, yeah, if translated in English, it will be Adol, by the way. Yeah, so I see me, you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your family and what you like and what you don't like.
Oh, so yeah, I'm married. I have a daughter. She's 12 years old, yeah, and she really loves dances. So yeah, it's classic dances, and she tried to do it maybe three or four times per week. So in general, I've graduated my university in far 2008 year in the direction as computer science and system design. And for now, in general, I work as a software engineer in the international company, but stay in Ukraine. I live in Kropivnitsky, and also I'm a postgraduate student at the second year of education in the Ukrainian State Fire Academy. So about my hobbies, usually it's improve my personal skills, improve my professional skills, because in software engineering it's really important, because all stuff is really dynamically changes, and what we have actual in the for now, yeah, in the next half of the year, it could be outdated. So yeah, it's one of the direction. It's usually I try to read some interesting articles related maybe so some machine learning or artificial intelligence. And in some cases, I try to improve for myself as a manager, as a leader for my team. Yeah, because it's important for personal for me and for my internal team to improve our internal communication and to improve our process and etc. etc. So yeah, that's it. If we discuss it a bit briefly.
Tell me a little bit, how has artificial intelligence impacted your job? Has it significantly?
So it's yeah, I think it's a good question. So in general, sometimes it's provides additional hand to help me resolve some issue or recall me some outdated information. For example, I typing some, oh, could you advise what's a better solution and how to improve it's in this one direction? And it provides some basic primitive information, but when I need some advice, for example, which solution will be better in this one case, when I have a lot of requests, it's again provide me the basic information. So it could provide some fundamental about it, but you should provide, you should learn and dive deeper to receive some needed for you information and provide the right solution in your case. So yes, it's really helpful, but for now, I'm not always lay on this solution. Yeah, it's helpful.
So you
Absolutely.
can trust it to a point, but you don't trust it
Yeah.
entirely. Am I correct?
Yeah, totally.
Yep. Okay. You talk about how your field has changed while you have worked in that field all the time. I taught computer science for quite a while, but within 3 years, I was obsolete. I was not a computer scientist anymore once I stopped teaching and once I stopped researching. So yes, it continues to move at a pace that it is very difficult for you to retrain and keep up with. Is that still true?
Yeah, because all directions are so dynamically, but maybe some base of fundamental understanding of data types, data structure, algorithms, and better approach. So it's still actual.
Mhm.
But yes, so for now, from my during my time when I worked at different companies and from my point of experience, so we have some hype with a new dynamic programming language, and most of developers try to use it in the next couple of years. But when hype is down, in the next couple of years, we try to forget about this new dynamic language. But so basic and fundamentals knowledge about the data structure, algorithms, and approach, it's still actual as usual. And of course, soft skills.
Mhm. All right. It's now, let's see, for you, it's going on 10 o'clock here. It's going on 5 o'clock there for you. So we're going to take a
Yeah.
10-minute break here. So come back to me about 5:10, and then we'll move on to some of the things that I want to try and accomplish. All right? Take a break.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
You
thank
can just turn off your camera and microphone and stay like tuned, not to bother with, login again and so on and so forth. It's up to you. Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm stopping recording for now.